the daily dose of Bitachon. So we need to understand that the Baal Bitachon needs to know that we won't have more or less than Hashem determined that we should have, and therefore we should control our desire to try to control our fate. We think that our destiny and our future is 100% in our hands. It's not true. Hashem is in charge. So how does a person calm himself down? I did what I could. How will Hashem work it out for me? So a lot of times we think the situation is a way where it doesn't make sense. What do you mean I do my part and Hashem will do the rest? How will Hashem make it that I have? Look at the situation I'm in. How am I going to get out of this situation? How am I going to be able to overcome all this, stuff that's against me or it's holding me back? So the Chavod Levavot says the Baal Bitachon has to trust in Hashem that Hashem will give him his parnasah at the way he wants it, at the time he wants it, in the place he wants it. Just like how much trust you have to have? Just like an embryo inside the mother. Does a baby ever have a doubt? Does the baby have to worry? Does the baby have to say, oh, make sure to give me, don't forget to feed me, don't forget I need this amount, don't forget I need like that? He doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't do any ishtadlut for himself, and he's always provided for. And we were all like this. When we were babies, and we were by our mother's side, our mother took care of everything for us, A to Z. When we weren't worried for 1 second, we just sat there and thought what babies think. We didn't think about parnasah. That's how a person has to have emunah after he does ishtadlut. He has to be like a baby relying on the mother to feed the baby. That's how we have to care. That's how we have to realize that Hashem cares for us. So therefore, there's no exceptions that a person has to realize that Hashem cares for us every single day of our life, and He never forgot about us. He never will. Somebody starts a new business. He says, "How will I ever build up clientele? I can't afford to advertise. How am I? What's the point of having the business open if I can't do it? This way that he thinks it has to be. No, not necessarily. You do what you can, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bring in miraculous ways. Many times He brings it. There's a story from a biderman, there's a locksmith who moved to a new neighborhood, and he couldn't find a job. He didn't get any calls. He didn't get any work for a month, and all of a sudden, someone called him saying that he found his wallet. He said, "What?" The locksmith said, "I lost my wallet. When did I lose my wallet?" He was so confused because he had his wallet on him. So he didn't understand. So he drove out to this guy and he says, "I'm here to pick up my wallet." He said, "It's my wallet?" He said, "Yeah, here. Come." He gave him the wallet. And what was it? It was an old wallet that was filled with old cards, the credit cards expired. And they laughed and he said, This is the old wallet I gave my son to play with. So my son was playing with it, he lost it and you found it, but it's an old wallet. He said, "Listen, I saw some business cards over there. I saw you're a locksmith or something?" He says, "Yeah, I'm a locksmith." He says, "Oh, I have a lot of buildings. I have this door, that. Listen, we could work together. Can you help me? I need this, I need that." Ended up being, he got a lot of work from him. So ended up being that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made it that, quote unquote, he lost his wallet and ended up finding that he found his business that way. So a person has to know many, many times people experience very similar situations. So many times people will go to college and they say, "So what do you have a degree in?" "I have a degree in business." "So how'd you end up here? You're in a completely different area of work." He said, "You see how Hashem, I never would have thought." Ask most people, ask them, "Did you imagine you would be doing the business you do today?" "No, I had no idea how I ended up here. I thought I was going to do something else completely. But this is what Hashem said to me. This is the way Hashem guided me." So a person has to know that Hashem works in very mysterious ways. And even if it doesn't make sense to you, and you say, "But how? What do you mean? It doesn't make sense?" HaKadosh Baruch Hu is above nature. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is above logic. And not always what we think is going to happen, right? They say man plans, and Hashem laughs. Rabot machshavot belevish, v'atzat Adonai takum. Man plans, and Hashem's plan at the end of the day is what works out. We think, we do, we try, we think it's going to be this way, that way, I don't know. Ends up being, we don't know where it comes from. That's why the Kriyat Yam Suf, Parnasah Shel Adam, the Gemara tells him, Sechet Sotah, the Parnasah of a person is difficult to splitting the sea. Well, it's difficult splitting the sea for Hashem? No, it's easy. So who is it difficult for? It's difficult for the Jewish people. Jewish people, they thought, when they stood by the Red Sea, that they thought the sea was going to split. No, they thought maybe we have to fight, maybe we have to run away, maybe we have to, maybe we have to swim. They thought the sea was going to split. Never. That's how Parnasah of a person also comes. Person thought, this is where Parnasah will come from. I'll get my Parnasah from this job this way. Most of the time, no. Most of the time, you wouldn't think they would come from there. And that's how a person gives his Parnasah. So a person has to remember, the person who is an embryo in the womb, he can't eat with his mouth, he can't breathe with his lungs, he can't cry, He can't do anything. But what? HaKadosh Baruch Hu feeds him in an unbelievable way. He's floating in liquid, and Hashem gives him whatever he needs, and he takes care of him. The blood itself carries the oxygen, all the nutrients he needs, right? And therefore, if Hashem could give him in this interesting situation he's in, the embryo, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sure could give us, which is also this. We're in the same situation. We have to believe we're like a baby in the womb. So therefore, when you start to think about your parnasah, visualize like a baby gets fed by the mother. That's how HaKadosh Baruch Hu will also give you in your parnasah. God is taking care of you exactly the right way.